Hello everyone. Thanks for joining in. We'll get started in a few minutes. We're just waiting for the other attendees to join. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining for this orientation session. We'll get started in another 4 to 5 minutes. So please stay tuned. Hello, everyone. I welcome you to this orientation session on behalf of DevOps University. This session is conducted to give you all the details about the upcoming Certified DevOps Foundation Workshop from 11th of May and to address all the open queries that you have regarding the workshop as well as the certification exam. I'm Deepthi Galani and I'm the Principal DevOps Consultant at DevOps University. And please feel free to ask any queries or concerns you have regarding the workshop so that there are no gaps left once we are done with the session and you can smoothly prepare yourself for the workshop. So there will be a Q&A session in the end when you will be unmuted and all your questions would be addressed. Let's go ahead and have a look at the agenda. So first, we'll talk about the workshop. What are the contents that will be covered? What are the timings and all the key details. Next, we'll move on to understand about the certification. How can we register? If we have registered, then what is the validity of the voucher? What is the format of the exam? And other details about the certification. In the end, we will go through a lab readiness portion where we'll discuss about certain prerequisites for the workshop, certain installations that you will be expected to do, certain setup. So we'll go through that as well. So this is the agenda. All right. So as most of you are aware that the workshop will begin from 11th and it will continue till 15th of May. It's a 14 hours workshop and all the different time zones are there on your screen. So for IST, it's going to be 9 to 11:30 p.m. And for people joining from US, it's going to be 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. EST time zone. And rest of the details are there on your screen. Also, the link that you see here, you can go to this link and you can get more details about the contents that will be covered and what benefits you would get once you complete the workshop. So please go to this link post the session and then you can have a even a more detailed view about the uh, workshop. Okay, so we'll move ahead and we'll go through the table of contents. That is, what all will you cover in the workshop? What are the topics that you will be learning on? So first, you will understand introduction to DevOps, the key concepts, what led to DevOps, the evolution, the impact it has created in the industry, why is it such a big buzzword in the industry today, and how can you prepare yourself for this huge change in IT, and how can you get DevOps enabled. So you will understand all that, and also majorly you'll understand the evolution behind DevOps. Then you'll also go through the entire CI/CD pipeline concept. How do you create a pipeline and what are the various tools that are involved in the pipeline? How do you integrate them together? How do you make the tool choices? What are the different tools available in the market for each of the phases? So complete understanding and all the fundamental concepts about CI/CD pipeline will be covered. Looking at the tools, we'll cover Git, we'll cover the build tool Maven. You'll also learn about Jenkins. Then you'll also understand what containers are. You'll understand what are Docker containers, how do you create Docker containers, and also about Kubernetes, which is a hot topic in IT. Almost all of us keep hearing this word so often, so you'll understand that how Docker and Kubernetes together become the great combination and why are they so popular and how can you use them in your project or in your pipeline. Then we'll move on to configuration management concepts. What role does it play in the pipeline? What tools do you have for configuration management? And one of the popular tools for this particular phase, which is Ansible, will be covered. You'll also cover Splunk, which is used for logging in a CI/CD pipeline. You'll understand what role does it play, what benefits does it give you, why logging is important, and then you will understand about infrastructure monitoring tools like Nagios, Prometheus, and Grafana, which come into the picture once your application or your project has been delivered, it is in production, and you need to maintain certain, you need to monitor the performance, and then you need to get some key inputs from the logs that are created or from the from the reports that are generated. So all this will be covered in detail. Uh, the recordings of the sessions will be shared with you after the workshop within a few hours, and you can go through the recording. You can continue your practice at your pace after the workshop is complete, and then you can, whenever you are comfortable and you have revised the concepts, in case there are any queries, any questions, you can contact us through our LinkedIn group, which I will show you the link as well in the upcoming slide. Or you can write to us on our email IDs. We'll be available to assist you in any issue that you're facing, right? And also, then once you are clear with all the concepts, you can go ahead and take your certification. Let's understand about the certification exam. So the format is multiple choice questions or true and false questions. You have about 45 minutes for this exam. The number of questions are 30, and the passing score is 70%, which is 21 correct questions you need to do to be able to pass the certification exam. You have one attempt only, and the validity of the voucher, that once you've registered, the voucher that you get, the validity is for 60 days. And the validation the validity of your certificate once you attain it is lifetime, so it has lifetime validity. But your voucher, post you have purchased it, during a period of 60 days, anytime when you are comfortable, when you are confident, you can take up the certification exam. And the cost, which is a great offer which is going on right now, is of $20 instead of the original $50 as the certification fee. So it's a great opportunity to learn. And those of you who have made the payment already, who have bought their vouchers already, you should get all your details very soon, like say in another 1 or 2 days before 11th. On your registered email IDs, you will have all the details regarding the workshop that you require for joining it. Those of you who have not purchased the voucher yet and are interested, I would strongly recommend that you go ahead and complete this step as soon as possible, so that you can get whatever details, important inputs that you need from our end to be able to make maximum benefit of this workshop. Right? So this is about the certification exam. And what I would like to emphasize on is that whatever syllabus is there for this particular workshop, your certification exam will be around it only. It's not going to be anything beyond what will be covered in the workshop. So once you have completed your workshop with like properly, and you have paid attention to the lab exercises and the concepts, and you go back and revise with our videos, you should be in a very good state and comfortable state to be taking this certification. And during this journey, we are always there to assist you. You can reach out to us through the email ID or on our LinkedIn group, where as a community you can help out each other, and even our trainer will be there to answer your questions or to help you through the issues that you're facing. I would like to share that this certification is recognized and it is accepted by all major IT companies, and some of the names are mentioned here, like Infosys, Cognizant. So all our certified candidates have been recognized, and they have been appreciated for their skills, and have done tremendously well in these organizations. So the certification has recognition in IT industry. All right. So of course, during the Q&A session, we will take up whatever questions you have, but I think you should be in a good state to understand now what the certification exam is going to be like. This is one important step I would want all of you to focus on, is about AWS Account Setup. Now, why do we need to do this? this entire workshop will be using the AWS free account for the lab exercises, for your hands-on exercises. And that is why it is important that all of you create a AWS free account in case you do not have one already. So this setup guide will be shared with you post this session. Please go through it step by step, follow through, and try and create your account and keep it ready so that when 11th, when you start with the workshop, you have this up and ready to get started with your lab exercises. I'll also help you go through this once. Let's quickly just go through this document. All right. So this document, you can go through it at your own pace post the workshop, but I'll just make you go through it once right now. So it gives you an introduction on AWS, what AWS is all about, what features does it have, basics it covers about AWS, and then if you see here, how to create a free AWS cloud account. So with the screenshots, you have all these steps mentioned here. You need to go to this link and then get started with the process. It's pretty simple. Please follow these instructions step by step, and you should be able to create your AWS account. See, all the steps are mentioned here with the screenshots, so it should be easy to follow. And once your account is created, you will choose the basic plan, which is the free plan. On clicking the free button, and you would have created your AWS free account. Right? This is this is a key prerequisite for the workshop, and I would strongly recommend everyone to complete this step uh, before 11th of May. So this is pretty much about what we wanted to share with you. And now we'll be glad to hear any questions, any queries you have, or any other details you want regarding the exam or the certification. Please go ahead. Kumar, if you could please unmute the participants so that they can ask their questions.
Hi Dipti, can we know the group name of LinkedIn? This is the concept of so what I have to do, we have to do square. Square all the history from the developer. We are concerned about the data of the developer. What they have done, I have to merge those data. I don't want their history or the company because it is a part of my history. I'm a master.
Hi Deepti, I want to ask one question. If I have already registered for the certification, so its validity is 60 days from the day I have registered or from the day the training will be ended. Hello.
You will get email.
Okay.
Hi Deepthi, this is Venkat. I have a question regarding the timings of the session. You mentioned the Indian timings are from 9 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. That which is 2.5 hours, and the Eastern time zones are and the other out of country time zones are represented with only 2 hour limit. So, what is the discrepancy? Can you please explain that? Hello Deepthi, did you get my question?
Guys, this is Kumar. Give us a minute. I think Dipti is facing some issues, so give me a minute. Uh, we are working on that. We'll answer all your questions in a while.
Thank you, Kumar.
Sorry, everyone. There was an issue from my end. I was not able to unmute myself. So I heard a few questions. Let me just quickly answer them. So, but there was a question about the validity of the voucher. So I would like to mention that the 60 days period would start post the workshop is complete. That is from 16th onwards, right? So that's during a period of 60 days, you will be expected to take your certification exam. And there was another question on the LinkedIn group. So I think you can see on my screen. This is the group DevOps World by DevOps University. So you can go to this group and take advantage of community learning and post your questions and queries, and then you can help out each other solve it, or the trainer would be there assisting you in case you are stuck with any any issues in during your practice. So Yeah, these were the two questions I remembered. If there's any other question, please go ahead. There was an issue at mine, so I couldn't answer then and there.
Yeah, Deepti, thank you for answering those questions. I have a question regarding the timings of the session. Outside of India, it is mentioned only 2 hours of timeline, and in India, it is 2.5 hours.
Oh, it's 2 hours only. I think that there's an
Okay, thank you. And my next question is, so is it
that
advisable
must
to?
be a typo. It's 2 hours of workshop every day.
Thank you, Deepti. So I have one final question, which is, what is the advisable method
And
to
whatever
practice?
timings will be same for all the time zones. Okay, the advisable method to practice post the workshop would be once your theoretical knowledge, your key knowledge about how the pipeline is and how do you integrate the
No,
tools.
I
Once
haven't.
all that is clear, you will be, yeah.
Sorry, I haven't completed my question. So, is
Please
it
go ahead.
advisable to practice? Yeah, is it advisable to
Yeah.
practice on the personal laptops or computers, or on the work laptops is also fine?
Okay, so that will depend on the kind of restrictions or the firewall settings and everything that you have on your laptop, work laptop. Maybe at times there are issues with certain installations or certain settings. So a personal laptop might be better, but I don't think there'll be any major hindrances. So you can try, but at times there are certain organization specific settings which can give you a problem. So you can try it out.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Hey Deepti, this is Rajesh.
Personal is always
One
better.
quick
Yeah.
question. What is the difference between DevOps Foundation and professional certification?
Okay, so the difference between these two is that in your foundation course, you are covering like the very basics of DevOps, and your focus is more on understanding the concepts, the role that each tool plays, and understanding the entire pipeline. So it's more of concept-based knowledge, whereas in professional, you are expected to be absolutely hands-on on each of these tools, right? So that is the level. Professional is like a much greater like your perspective is more from the implementation standpoint, and in foundation it is more the basic DevOps understanding. So it is like professional is definitely a level up within foundation. So foundation is the very basic course where you understand what DevOps is all about.
Okay. If someone has already done professional, then he doesn't need to go through foundation, right?
No, he doesn't need to. Professional in itself covers everything that foundation has. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
My name is Sunil. How we can give to architect and professional exam? Do we have any plan for that in future?
Sorry, could you please repeat your question?
Yeah, my question is related to architect and professional exam. As you mentioned, this is the foundation course. So, any plan for the professional and architect course? How we can subscribe and how we can give those exam as well?
Okay, so we do have certifications specific to an architect role as well as for a DevOps professional and for quality assurance analyst. But regarding the course, we are working on the other courses as well, which are more apt for those roles. But right now, this is the foundation course that we are offering, which covers the basic concepts, the fundamental knowledge on DevOps. Yeah, but there are plans to bring up more specialized courses, which will cater to that particular role. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a question related to containers, Kubernetes, and now uh, do we need some basic knowledge about these, or will be trained over these, to get up to the speed?
I'm sorry, but I can really hear you very low. Could you just be a little louder?
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, please go ahead.
I just wanted to check, how much knowledge that needs to be there for in terms of Docker, Kubernetes, and other container application management. But, because I'm familiar that
I still cannot hear you very clearly. I can just make out something related to Docker and Kubernetes, but I can't get your complete question.
okay, let me type it. I'll type.
Yeah.
Hello, Vicky. How are you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any prerequisite allowed for laptop to practice?
Prerequisite? Please repeat.
Install prerequisites allowed install.
Yeah, I was not able to hear you. Sorry, maybe there is a network issue. So could you please repeat your question?
Installation allowed?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hello. Any installation allowed for prerequisites?
Please put your questions over chat. That will be better because I really can't hear you very clearly. That will be, I'll be able to answer them there.
Hello, Dipti. Prerequisites.
Prerequisites for the workshop, is that your question?
Yeah, as also software that needs to be installed in our systems.
Yeah, so whatever rest of the installations you do, that will be a part of the workshop itself. You will be guided there. For now, what you are expected to do is to create your AWS free account. That is the prerequisite you need to complete at this point.
Okay, thank
So
you.
only the AWS setup that you need to do. Yeah. And also to add on to that response, which was asked about the architect as well as the professional courses. So we will be having a workshop by month end or so for professional certification, Certified DevOps Professional. So you can check out the details on the DU site and stay updated. And also we have a course coming up for Docker and Kubernetes, which will cover Docker and Kubernetes in detail. It is specifically for those two tools. So that will be a detailed course. So more updates would be shared on the site and also on the LinkedIn page for DevOps University. So you can get more details from there.
Hello, Dipti.
Yeah. Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First of all, I have sent a request question from LinkedIn, but I haven't received any confirmation. Then my question is so that first question is, I have tried to payment for the voucher for exam, but there is a problem for the banking problem, transaction problem. I don't know. I have got a lot of messages that you couldn't pay this, you couldn't pay from your bank. I don't know why it's so that. How can I fix this problem?
Okay, so you can write about your issue to us in detail on training@devops.university.org. Maybe there is a payment gateway issue. So we'll definitely get back to you soon on this and help you in this regard. We can help you make the payment.
Okay, and then how can I get this document from the Google document? Now it's seen from the screen. I couldn't open this file. Will you send us this or?
yes, post this session, we will share this AWS setup guide with you. So the document will be there on your registered email ID.
Okay, after that, we will try to create an account from AWS, yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Aditi, I have a question.
Go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead with your question.
Actually, when I made the payment, so was it including the certification cost as well? Or is it different?
Okay, so this particular workshop, the amount that you need to pay is $20, which is just for the certification exam. For the course as such, or for the training, the workshop, it is free of cost. So that's an offer that is going on for a limited period of time. So you just need to make the payment for the certification.
Okay. So when I entered your portal for giving the certification exam, there it was asking me for buying the certification. It was asking me to pay for the certification at that time.
Yes, yes. It'll ask you to pay for the certification exam. You will be required to purchase a voucher.
Yeah, that I have purchased. That I have purchased.
Okay. Okay. Even beyond that, you're saying that there is you're asked to make another payment as well? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, it is asking for a payment when I'm entering that certification exam portal.
Okay, so we can have a look at this issue. You can write to us, and then we can assist you in the regard. You can probably give us more details about, yeah, maybe a snapshot of what you're getting. That will help. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So on my screen, you can see that on DevOps University, there are some. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, I have one question. I log into my portal of DevOps University, and the question is regarding about the voucher. So after completing the course, we will get the voucher code so that we will register for the exam.
Okay, so you've already made the payment, right? So you
yes, yes.
Yeah. So yes, you will be given all the required information regarding the certification, the voucher, the code that you need to enter, and how you can take the certification. That you will be guided about it once the workshop gets completed.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay, Deepthi, there's one more question that can we join this workshop from our official laptops, or we should join it from our personal laptops? Is there any problem joining it from the official laptop?
Ideally, there should not be any problem because you will be using the AWS account throughout the lab exercises, and you will be creating your VMs and working on them there itself. So ideally, there should not be a problem. Yes, a personal laptop is preferred at times because certain, organization specific settings might cause an issue. But as such, it will only be the AWS account that you would use and the AWS console. So it should be good on the official laptops also.
Okay, no software installations needed, right?
No software. Yeah, there are no software installations needed. No, whatever installations you will do for the tools, etc., will be on the VM that you create on AWS. So for that, you will be guided. You will come to know step by step during the workshop itself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
My question is, how is this certificate, Foundation DevOps certificate, is relevant in the workplace? For example, I'm in the UK and I'm wondering how can this give me an edge on job search, for example?
All right. So firstly, see, once you acquire any skill set, any certification that you do is kind of a, it proves your capability. So that is where it gives you an edge. And also you will be more confident in making the DevOps practices implementation. So you will be more confident, and you will be able to be a part of a DevOps team in any of the organizations, given you have the fundamental knowledge, and you can even do the practice for these tools. It's globally recognized, this certificate, so it definitely has its impact on the resume, and it does give you a benefit, an advantage, I would say.
Okay, and my other question is, would you recommend joining the workshop with the same laptop you are going to use for the practice, or should one have a different device, or do you recommend just go through the workshop without practicing while the course is running?
Okay, so as I said earlier also, it is your AWS console that you would use, and there you will create a VM, and that you can probably access from any laptop. So it should not really make any difference, because you can access the VM that you create probably from any of the laptop. So you should be good to do your practice. But yes, you will need a good internet speed and a browser that allows you to access AWS.
No, my question is would you recommend to do the practice during the workshop? If so, does that mean you will need 2 devices, or just 1 device will be enough?
One device will be good enough, and yes, you will be doing some level of hands-on even during the workshop along with the trainer. So those basic commands for each of these tools you will be made familiar with, and you will do some bit of hands-on during the workshop itself, for which one device is good enough on which you are attending the workshop.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and you will get the recorded video session also. So in case just in case for some particular portion you're not able to do it along with the trainer, you can always go back, refer to the video, and then continue your practice from there. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Yeah, please.
Where can we find the materials, like daily session materials? You will be sending any video or anything to in the email which we were registered, or it's just like only the session will have the details?
No. For each of the sessions, once the session gets completed, for that particular day, the recording will be shared with you. You will get all the details for that particular day on your registered email ID. The videos would be shared.
Sure. Thank you.
And yeah, recorded sessions as well as the material that is used, the presentation that would be that will also be shared with you.
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah.
Hi, Deepthi.
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi. Deepthi, regarding the exam certification, can we write from our home? Can we finish it from our home?
Yeah, it's an online exam. You can definitely take it from your home also.
Oh, perfect. Thanks.
Yeah. So all the vouchers that you will be purchasing for the certification exam, they will get activated by 15th of May, once the workshop gets completed, and then 16th May onwards, you can, whenever you are good to take the certification, you can take it. You'll get all the details from our end. Okay,
hello, Deepthi, can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, so would you provide any hands-on for the Azure cloud also along with AWS, or any documentation for that?
No, actually, specific to Azure, we would not be doing. But yes, once you have done it on, I think we will be using AWS only for this workshop. Azure, I think later on, yes, there can be workshops where we are guiding you through how to do the CI/CD pipeline and everything on Azure. But for this particular workshop, it's going to be AWS only.
So there would be any separate workshop for that?
It is in the planning. So but later on there could be where we do this entire setup of the CI/CD pipeline and all the DevOps implementations, everything on Azure. So right now we are doing it on the AWS console.
Okay. And one more question I have. So do we build any project in Java and deploy it on Kubernetes or any language, other language apart from Java?
You're saying as a part of the workshop?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, in workshop you will start your lab sessions with Git, where you will be, given a link which will have certain source code, and then taking that particular project for your practice, you will go ahead and do the rest of the steps. Like, how do you create a container out of it, and how do you first build it, and then how do you deploy it? All those steps will be covered.
Okay, thank you.
And it's just going to be in Java only.
Okay, thanks.
I think the question related to the AWS instances, because
Yeah.
sometimes AWS also charge whenever we consume some instance on the cloud. So this account will be free for 1 year, or how it will be like?
Yeah, this free account has certain number of hours which you can consume. Until then, there'll be no charges. One good recommendation is always to, if you're not using your instance, to stop it. And then once you're done, you may terminate this instance. So as long as you're consuming the hours out of your free account, there'll be no charges. There are free instances which are valid for some time. Yeah.
Okay,
And the
thank
hours
you.
that you get from the free account will be good enough for your practice and also for this workshop.
Okay, one more thing, like suppose if because I have created earlier the AWS account, so in that case I will not be eligible for the free account, right? I need to register some another email ID or something.
Yeah, if you have sufficient hours left in the same account, you can go ahead and use those, or else you will have to create your account with some other email ID. Better to create a new one so that you have your entire quota of the hours to use for the workshop and practice.
Sure, thank you. Yeah.
Welcome. So these are some videos that you can see on my screen, which are shared on the DevOps University site under resources. You can go to videos, and then these are on Linux fundamentals. So it will be good to go through them, and in case you want to get more comfortable with Linux, it will be good to go through these videos and be familiar with the basic commands, because Linux commands would be used during your lab exercises. So this will be of good help if you can go through these videos and become more comfortable and familiar with the basic of Linux.
Hello?
Okay, yeah. Was there a question? Please go ahead. I could hear someone speak.
Hi, Dipti.
Hi.
Hi, do we have any mock test exam before the main certification exam?
Sorry, do we have? Please go ahead and repeat the question, please. I couldn't hear you very clearly.
You probably have said this before, but the audio is very bad and I keep on and off. I can't hear correctly. How much coding experience or knowledge does one need to be successful in this program?
Okay, so you will be coding as such. You will not be directly coding in any particular language. You will go through the configuration for each of these tools, the basic installation steps, and it will be more about the DevOps concepts, that what impact does it have in the pipeline and in the industry, and what benefits it gives you. And for each of these tools, there is no coding as such that you do in a particular language. It is more of the settings, and it is more of the integration of these different tools. And like if I talk about Jenkins, there is an interface, very easy to understand, easy usable interface, where you will do certain settings on that interface, really not much of coding. Yes, a basic understanding of any programming language will be a benefit, and as I mentioned, Linux basic commands knowledge will be essential. The rest of it, I think you should be able to manage. You should be able to do it once you get a complete understanding of the concepts. You should be good to take the certification exam.
Okay. The other thing is, personally, I'm a manual software tester, and
Okay.
I've been trying to read and understand. I'm trying to upscale myself, which I believe DevOps is the way. However, I don't understand how does that fit with my line of duty. Can you explain?
Okay, so like in DevOps, it's the pretty much each of the team members do their own roles only, but it is the way the team is communicating with each other, and it is your role in the broader perspective. That is all changes, but your basic testing skills, you might be just be able to add on to it by understanding how automation testing is done, and how your particular role can fit in a DevOps team, say. So whatever you will understand here, in parallel you will do hands-on also. So it's not just the theory, because at times it's difficult when you understand a concept like DevOps if it's just about theory and you have a document to read on. So with each step you will feel that you have grown. When you have completed one step, you know the theory as well as the practical of that, and then you can make a conscious call that which particular phase or stage in the pipeline or in the process can I fit based on my skill set and my experience.
Okay.
You can always build on it. You can use automation, like we will talk about certain automation tools, the role of and the importance of testing in the DevOps flow. So you will be able to connect there, and then you can take a conscious call as to which phase can you contribute the best to.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Welcome.
How long does DevOps University has been open?
About 2 years. Yeah, we've been in this particular field since 2 years. And since then, there are a number of certifications taken up by candidates and the workshops that have been conducted. Yeah, so it has been 2 years. and on the LinkedIn group and otherwise through our workshop, through the site, we are trying to build up our community and get in touch with more and more people and enable them in this field. So the good part about our workshops that we have industry practitioners with extensive experience and knowledge on DevOps who take up our workshops and they try and give you all the inputs that they can to make you work well in a DevOps enabled team or in your project. How can you be benefit? How can you benefit? And also we try and update and improvise on our content also. So our site we have blogs that are posted on latest tools and technologies related to DevOps, which can be helpful. There are free videos that are posted, which are very helpful in making you go through certain basic concepts. So all that are posted, and if you visit a DevOps University, you'll see that there are all the details related to the workshop, related to the certifications. They keep getting updated there, and also about our free webinars that we keep doing. Like as I said, there'll be a DevOps Docker and Kubernetes course also that will be coming up very soon. So all those details would be posted on the site. So any more questions? We're almost done with the time. So any other questions, please ask. Okay, so I guess there are no more questions. Once again, I would like to thank you all for joining for this orientation session. And I hope we were able to answer questions that you had regarding the workshop. Please go ahead and do the required steps that are required for the voucher in case you haven't done it. And you will receive all the details from us on your registered email ID. And all the best for the workshop that's coming up. And please feel free to write to us in case there are any issues or concerns. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.